So this is a YouTuber I found out. Let me be the first to say this. His name is Crypto John. So Crypto John has been in crypto for quite a while actually, and he's been saying a lot of crypto content stuff, a lot of great stuff ahead of crypto. And I do agree with him on some aspects. I think I can actually add some value to saying what exactly is going on in the next few days in the crypto industry. Seems like crypto right now is definitely growing. It's growing in a good way. It's improving, and it's probably going to see future improvement. But there's going to be a lot of new traders that won't realize what you need to know about the crypto industry, because I've been here for 3 years, and I've been making crypto videos for about 3 years on and off now. Now I'm back for a long term.
Again.
And there is something he said about here that I very much agree with.
Because I want you guys to be dialed in mentally, physically, spiritually.
So crypto is really a mental game, and there's not so many winners as people think. There's actually tons of losers. For every of these winners, there's also a lot of losers in that sense. And that's the big problem. There's also going to be like a lot of opportunists in a space. So there are opportunities for sure.
You have to change your life forever. You have to want this so bad to do whatever it takes. And listen, the majority of people are going to be greedy, fearful. That's why you see a fear and greed index. Let them do them. Let them wait forever. I've said it before, right? An analogy I use from time to time is like we're treading water in the ocean. The majority will stay at the shoreline and watch you. They will watch you, point their finger at you, laugh at you, hate on you, say you're stupid, say a shark is by you, and not make any moves themselves. Let them use that hate.
So exactly, there's going to be a lot of toxicity in the crypto Twitter space. And if you're buying a token, there's no really wrong token to buy, because the market grows unless you buy like a very low market cap token, which you have to be really careful of. If you bought Solana and someone told me Ethereum is better, cryptos really go up and down. Cryptos go left and right. So there's no really right picks in that sense, like people think, like people expect. And I think this is where the big problem comes in. A lot of people think there's going to be one crypto token that's going to make them millions. And the thing is, most of crypto millionaires, they really didn't know they bought crypto tokens, or they were in the industry for like 10 years and made speculative, investments and made tons of profit.
It's a reflection of themselves, and you're like a robot. You do what you feel was best for you.
Exactly. So that's a very fair point in my opinion.
This is my mindset. This is how I think. You can't be a winner without having this mindset. This is a growth mindset. Okay? Investing is an emotional game. I said it before.
Again, I think a lot of people buy at the very, very high price point, and then they get scared when that price point really drops to all-time lows, like Ethereum goes from 4K to 1K. The biggest mistake people make is selling at like $1,000 for that sense. Like that's the biggest problematic part I noticed with a lot of these crypto exchanges, with a lot of crypto people. But I do think there is going to be like more of massive crypto whales coming in and actually doing some mistakes. Like there were crypto whales doing $1 million mistakes.
I'm not like living in my basement like a hermit doing nothing, but I take what's a priority to me and I remember it every day when I wake up. Okay, am I closer to my goal or am I further back? If I'm further back, then why the hell am I not closer? And I try to figure out why. I'm very meticulous with how I act. I always act with intention and purpose. Ask anybody in my friend group. They will tell you. If I don't want something, I will not do it. But if I want something, get out of my way because I will get it. That's how.
So here he actually gives a bit of a motivational speech. The issue is, however, is most people, they end up selling their crypto for far less than they could have. And they make actual price losses. They make huge price loss in the long-term sense. And I think this is where the real problem arises. But I do want to say, like, there are going to be more people actually doing emotional investing, especially traders. I think they make this key mistake of doing some emotions, trading with emotions. That's the biggest problem. So that's a cool factor in a sense. Like a lot of crypto people are staying here the long term. They're really enjoying the time they have right now. But in the long term, where are you thinking, like 2024, 2026? You got to really consider the opportunity that will arise, maybe in the future, maybe today, maybe in 5 days. And I think this is where it will really make that big difference.
You will make it. Mark my words, you will make it. You gotta believe it first to actually achieve it. I'm not faking it till you make it. Like how I'm talking to you right now is actually how I feel. I am passionate about this stuff. If it isn't showing in this video, then I don't know what to tell you. I am passionate about this. I want to change my life. I want to change my family's life. I want to change your life. The only way I can do that is to instill you guys the
So yeah, he is very passionate about this one. He has about 13,000 followers. Our spending unnecessary money, investing heavy instead of my goal to be financial free, and me being people help. Joe, have an amazing Christmas with you and your family. Enjoy this special time. So don't overbuy. I think this is the biggest problem a lot of crypto influencers end up doing, is buying more than they can afford to lose. And then being disappointed really when they bought. So that's one big problem people are doing. So don't do that. Definitely don't overbuy. That is a key mistake people make. But that being said, there is probably people in crypto that are really going to be emotionally invested all the time. There's going to be tons of crypto gains for them. There's going to be tons of massive opportunities. But the way they are right now is just not seeing any of these price wins. They're just going to end up losing everything.
confidence and belief that you can do this yourself. This is what I teach. This is what I want you guys to realize. You're not lost. Listen, if you're
So yeah, there's definitely crypto wins and crypto losses in the long-term sense. And the point he's really making with this video, I know I might have not said much about this one, but the point he's really trying to make with this is stay strong, stay at the top of the game. Realize that sometimes being too much emotionally invested in the crypto markets can really be a big loss. And it can really down you mentally. So you can go towards a downward spiral cycle. And I've been in that situation, is when you keep checking the prices every day, keep seeing the prices drop every single day. That's where you really got to ask yourself, like, why are you investing in the crypto markets? Are you investing it to be financial free? Are you investing it to spend less money? Investing it because you like crypto? And none of these choices are really wrong choices in that sense. There's everyone can be correct on that matter. So that's where I really think people have the opportunity of a lifetime, really, a lifetime to be here in crypto long term. And I will keep you guys updated. If you guys want more content like this, you know what to do. Smash that like button. There is going to be more videos on my channel like this one. So if that's something you're interested in, smash that like. Peace, everyone. So, hey, everyone. I was wrong about Solana, really. And I thought Solana is going to be the biggest loser in that sense. But it was actually one of the biggest gainers. And if you want more content like this, smash that like button and I'll keep you guys updated. I definitely thought after the FTX it was over for Solana. It was over for DeFi. But it seems like with video games coming back, more people playing video games every single day, all day. I think this is what really keeps people excited. And Solana is definitely making a comeback. And that's the good news. We've been waiting this for quite a while, actually. And Solana's massive price prediction isn't that far off. Like, right now, I thought we are getting a Ethereum spot ETF just after Bitcoin, but it seems like most big companies are focusing on Bitcoin first because it has the most trading volume in that sense. So that's a interesting factor for me, if you ask me. There's definitely a lot of opportunity, a lot of potentials in basically the crypto journey we're having right now. So what I'm really excited is seeing crypto grow in a sense in the next few days on a regular basis. So we have been waiting this for quite a while, actually. We wanted to see some huge updates. We wanted to see some awesome news, right? And this is exactly what's happening right now with this crypto space. Like, there is going to be more and more of people coming in, having a good time, having the massive opportunity to see Solana growth. And I think this is what's keeping a lot of holders back, because a lot of the smaller holders, they don't have a lot of money, and they don't want to spend a lot on gas fees. And that's exactly what I'm seeing. Like, most people, they are focused on just other things right now, in the crypto sense. Like, they are going to be focusing on more opportunities like Solana, more smaller cap coins that won't cost a lot of gas fees. Let's take a look at ADA. The reason why ADA grew so much is because it had low gas fees, and that's exactly what Solana has. But without me talking ahead, press that like button. Solana to $2,000 to Solana 2024 price prediction.
3 days ago. Like,
look at this, 3 billion trading volume. That's a lot for crypto.
This is just normal price action. When you see massive runs up like this, it's normal to see a bit of a dip. Even here, right? We went from...
obviously, the whales will sell when the prices go up. The question is, how much will they sell?
$54 up to $75, and then we went back down to $65. That is completely normal. Now, I do think we are at a very key area for Solana. This is the Solana dominance chart. Something that a lot of people probably don't look at, but it's right around 3%. Now, it does matter how you take into account like the entire crypto market cap, whether you include stablecoins or not. But basically what we're seeing here is we broke out above the prior cycle high of about 2.9%, and we broke up to 3.3% or so. Now we're retesting this. So we are at a very...
So it seems like a lot of whales are coming back to Solana, especially after the FTX collapse being over. Of course, there's going to be some correction over here, so that's a very important factor. Tyler Hill made a very, very good news on this one. So he made the same video as him. So this is the title, the same as that guy. And that's what I find really exciting. So I'm reacting to a person that's reacting to content, which is really cool. I definitely think there's going to be, Tyler Hill has been a long time into crypto. There is opportunity to see some major price hikes.
We have been talking about this shit for months and months and months. I don't mean to rub it in people's faces, but
yeah, people have been expecting Solana price rise to grow after FTX bankruptcy case is over. But nobody really expected this much of a price hike in that sense, and that's what's really crazy.
Saying this, when Solana was at $30, $20, $15, we were saying, look, Solana is so much better now than it was back in 2021. Back in 2021, it was kind of shit, right? We saw these stoppages and slowdowns and hacks.
Yeah, I think, Solana had a lot of problems before. Now it's really seeing those massive updates.
And obviously the manipulation, it was ridiculous, right? But now we've seen a lot of that cleared up. We've seen the token supply being distributed a little bit more fairly, right? All of these things have allowed Solana to get into this position. And I believe the cryptos that work the hardest in situations like they were in the bear market and the bad times, are the ones that flourish the most during the bull markets.
Now, I want to show you that clip because it shows how bullish Solana can actually be. Typically in bull runs, if a crypto is still popular, still around, still getting flows of money, it does surpass the previous all-time high. Now, FTX did have a big part in Solana, but
I think the biggest problem with Solana was it got hit hard by the bear market, and it was very correlated with all these. So if one exchange went down, if one hack went down, people started selling Solana coins. So let's say like something on Solana chain got rug pulled or crashed, and it was big in that sense. A lot of the whales got worried. Well, that's one project less that's not going to work out. So they decide to focus on other factors in that sense. So that's a bit worrying. But right now, what we're seeing is crypto basically seeing some potential price gains. My bad. There is opportunities for sure. There are massive changes. There are people coming back, and that's where I really think, okay, this is just the beginning for a crypto space. We are going to be seeing lots more like that. And I do hope people start to realize that Solana is going to be one of those biggest gainers if it doesn't have any massive problems like that in 2021. So 2021, there was like a lot of issues, but we are seeing right now that Solana just isn't having those sorts of problems. It just isn't having any bad things right now. It's having good news, like FTX being recovered. That's a big price strategy. That's a big price plan. This is what people have been waiting for. And, you know, more and more good news on top of good news is just perfect news for everyone.
Keep in mind, we are getting closer and closer to Solana's all-time high. We're about 40% that in US dollar terms now.
So yeah, 40% from all-time high is actually pretty good.
We're actually surpassing it in other currencies, which is something that a lot of people don't look at. Since we live in a global...
When we compare like Ethereum to Solana, I think Solana actually wins by a far margin. And I'm like bullish on Ethereum, but Ethereum really hasn't been seeing that price growth because you have to put a lot more money in to get the same results out. So if you want to see all-time high for Ethereum, there needs to be retail investors. And that's why we need a spot ETF for Ethereum. That's what I'm really waiting for. And when you look at Solana, that's one of the biggest gainers in that sense, like at that time.
World. We live in a time where we have to be looking at Solana in all different parts of the world. A lot of people talk about this with Bitcoin, but they don't really look at other altcoins. We are at all-time highs for Solana in terms of price. If you look in certain currencies, Solana to the Turkish lira, it's at an all-time high.
All right, so this is true. Like if you bought Solana instead of Turkish lira, the issue with Turkish lira though is has a massive deflation. So, but this is a very fair point. It's just like one currency. So it's understandable that like people will decide to hold it in that sense. Like it makes a fair sense really. And this is the big problem I'm seeing right now with a lot of these crypto price predictions, crypto updates, is the issue is right now we still aren't too sure where crypto is going to be going in the next few days, and that's probably the bad thing about it. There is definitely good news in a sense for it, but I'm just really wondering how will crypto improve in the long term. So there are a lot of opportunities in that sense. Like what could crypto do that other cryptos cannot do? So what could Solana do that other cryptos cannot do? Because Turkish lira is seriously has huge inflation in a sense.
I did do a video talking about whether it's time to put money in Solana from Ethereum, whether it's time to pull money out of Ethereum and put it into Solana. Now, in that video, I basically said, hey, even though Solana's done really well, this happens a lot in cryptocurrency, where one cryptocurrency moves a lot, and then it cools down, another cryptocurrency moves.
Yeah, so this is basically a cycle. Solana might not be the biggest gainer in the next few days, but it's definitely a biggest gainer now, and I think that's what's the important value.
And I talked about how that was a good way of losing a lot of money in crypto, is just to go from cryptocurrency to cryptocurrency during a bull market and continue trying to buy whatever's moved up the most. And at this point, I think I was right. I mean, that you still might be up if you had done Ethereum into Solana at that point, but if you had done it yesterday, you'd be down about 15%.
So yeah, don't try to time the market, because if you try to change it now, sure, it might grow. But yesterday, if you put it yesterday, it actually went down way ahead. And I think that's the big problem. People try to get in to these projects way too late. That's the big problematic factor. People don't realize how long it actually takes. That's something I noticed, at least, like something that a lot of people don't end up realizing in a sense is how like the markets can always change. And this year, it might be Solana. Next year, it might be Ripple. It might be completely new token. You know, cryptos go up, cryptos go down, and that's why so many whales are diversified. But if you guys want more content like this, smash that like button. I'll keep you guys updated with more news. 3 Ethereum versus 50 Solana if I only had $5,000. So it might seem like Solana is the clear winner, but I really wanted to look at the long-term game for this one. Like, where will crypto be in the long term? But there are opportunities in this crypto space If you want to be kept up to date and that's something you're interested in, smash that like button, because we do have a lot of awesome updates for you guys today. There is going to be some cool stuff in that sense. Now, what I do think is Solana is now the leading gainer, but that doesn't mean that Ethereum or BNB could make a comeback. And cryptos really come and go. And there was this cool video, 3 Ethereum for Crypto John versus the Solana. People don't have a lot of money nowadays. Bills come up fast. So if they buy something else, what will they buy? And that's my question.
Guys, back in the woods. It is nice out today. Day after Christmas. I worked again today. In today's video, I want to go over Ethereum versus Solana.
This has been a battle I was noticing for like 3-4 years already. So that's the big problem I noticed with the crypto sense.
More specifically, 3 Ethereum versus 50 Solana if I only had $5,000 to invest and I was back at square one, brand new portfolio. Which one would I pick now? Great question. I'm actually contemplating this myself. Personally, right now, I'm holding just Ethereum and no Solana. Let's go over the pros and cons of both. So we'll start with Ethereum. Ethereum has, by Ethereum, almost any token right now is an Ethereum token. It's second to only Bitcoin. It's one of the few cryptos that crossed over a 100 billion market cap and has maintained it, especially in the bear market. It's going to be deflationary. It's decentralized, even though it's proof of stake. It's as decentralized as you want to be for a proof of stake crypto. Has the most developers out of any.
So that's the good thing with Ethereum right now. It has more developers. It's not necessarily a good thing. They do have some major updates, being planned. And I think that's where the big difference comes in. Like, a lot of people are seriously going to be excited about that. That's a major thing a lot of people are talking about right now. This massive updates that people have been asking for such a long time.
Any blockchain or ledger, and is widely adopted. A lot of institutions and big money. And
this is true. A lot of big institutions, and the one advantage Ethereum has over Solana is that Solana might get listed after Ethereum spot ETF. Now we have no confirmation of spot ETF because Bitcoin's ETF is going to come first. But Bitcoin ETFs basically mean money. Tons and tons of money coming into retail. And it's definitely a bullish news for everyone in that sense. So I think everyone's a winner there. And that's good news. Like, we've been waiting this for such a long time. And I would definitely be excited on that sense. Like, what else can we get? What more of type of a bull run is there going to be? But that being said, I definitely think there's going to be tons and tons of opportunity in the crypto space pretty much shortly for everyone interested in crypto.
Well-known people like Ethereum. You even have Ethereum maxis and Ethereum killers. So it's very well known. It's established, has a track record. It fits the need for institutions. It fits the narrative for all these climate activists, the ones that want to see a proof of stake retail.
So yeah, this is the good thing about Solana. Really, there is a lot of opportunity in that sense. There is gonna be more opportunities arising. So that's where I think Solana could potentially win in that sense. So there's gonna be tons of new updates for that. But what could a lot of cryptos do differently in that sense that maybe Solana can be the new player in the market and Ethereum will seriously have to step up because it will have a lot of competition.
Solana's pros. Aside from being a newer crypto than Ethereum,
it's newer and it has a smaller market cap, so it also has more room to grow. So while Ethereum might be more stable, Solana really does have that potential of newbie gains.
Super fast, the fastest in the entire space right now, unless Say, which is also ripping it, truly is faster than Solana. But right now, Solana has that title, fastest blockchain. They have a very good marketing team, a lot of VCs behind Solana.
This is the big thing. They have a ton of investments. Like, Solana really does have a ton of investments, and they're not stopping anytime soon. That's how I think crypto really does. Like, they really have a strong performance. These big investors, big in crypto, that's what everyone's excited about. That's all the money and game is.
This is very good because they're going to push this as far as they can go, which is why Solana's recovered so well and why it made its way to the top 10 and now top 5. They're very proactive. This comes from Anatoly Yakovenko and his team. They came out with the Solana phone recently. They came out with more tokens. They came out with meme coins. They're very proactive. Their ecosystem is booming. And that's in large part why Solana's been rocket shipping, by the way. You know, their ecosystem is just growing every day. They have less developers than Ethereum, but relative to their market cap size,
So that's where I find it really exciting. Like, they do have a lot of these massive opportunities in the crypto space that a lot of other cryptos haven't had. And that's the good news about it. Like, there is going to be more whales coming in, more crypto bull runs, more crypto markets. And that's where I really think, yeah, Solana does have that fair advantage, fair potential in that sense. But where and how will it like see that big difference?
they have more developers for their market cap size than Ethereum. They use a programming language called Rust. Ethereum uses Solidity.
I know a lot of people have been using Rust, and it's becoming one of the very big programming languages, programming tools. And that's where I think a lot of people are really excited about that. That if we have that, there is going to be a ton of massive potential for that.
Solidity is fine, but developers do prefer Rust. Rust is a more popular programming language. It's very cheap to transact on Solana. So for those who want to utilize their ledger or create NFTs or trade NFTs, it's very easy, fast, and convenient to use Solana. So from a retail perspective, you can see mass adoption. And for institutions that want to have cheap fees and high scalability, can utilize Solana. But now let's go over the cons. It's centralized, a lot more centralized than Ethereum. They're not as secure. You know, if you have high scalability, they did get a lot of bots that overloaded their system, which does make you question their security at scale. The VCs
I
behind it,
still think they're massively improving security. You have to know that Solana is a fairly big project. So what we're usually seeing is Solana having like these big market runs, basically. In that sense, they're having problems with crypto in the long run. And that's where really we're seeing some drops. But there is still a ton of opportunity in that sense. There's still a ton of opportunity for Solana.
or the double-edged sword. They'll help pump the project, but they'll also dump the project, which you can see reflected in the all-time chart. It went to the low pennies, like 50 cents, to $260, and then dumped all the way to $8, and now rebounding significantly to like 110 last I saw it. So Solana is very volatile too.
It's volatile right now, but it's definitely rebounding. And I think this is where, I have both. It'll just leave them alone, let them run. I think there also can, there's a big lifetime long army battle between Solana and Ethereum, and both of them can actually survive. You can see major correction. This should be a surprise because how long the whales have to wait before selling their long-term capital gains CACs. Obviously, they're in a world of pain, so it will be buying until market capitulates. So those whales are bought in January, sell for their capital gain tax. So January could be seeing a lot of sell-off from whales, which is a problem in that sense. But there is going to be definitely a lot more opportunities for crypto whales to actually see some growth, to see some improvement. And that's where I'm really excited in a way. Like, that's going to be the good factor.
To pumps and dumps, which is not in the cards for Ethereum. Ethereum did have a small allocation, but it's nowhere near as large as Solana. So Solana does have that as a con. It's centralized, maybe not as secure. I don't really see any confirmation on that, but it's hard to be a centralized and secure crypto. Usually, if you're heavily centralized, your security.
So yeah, there is the problem with Solana. I think they're actively also adding improvements with Solana to make crypto better, in a sense, to not make just Solana a boring thing. And I think this is where the big thing comes in. Solana does have a massive opportunity from meme coin potential, because a lot of meme coin whales will end up, buying it. Will end up getting crypto in that sense. And I think this is the massive excitement. A lot of crypto whales will end up getting crypto in a sense. They will end up buying crypto because they want to hold it. They like it. And they don't have to pay high gas fees. That's where the real awesome possibilities come in, and where people will actually go ahead and have mostly like tons of gains.
And especially with institutions. Remember, guys, these institutions, they want scale, yes, but they also want predictable low fees. And how do you do that? You find a block.
So yeah, basically there's going to be probably low fees in the crypto space, in the crypto sense, for the what we're seeing right now for the Solana. And that's what's really exciting to see for a lot of these type of projects.
Blockchain that has a lot of activity, can scale, and is cheap, and that's what Solana has. Ethereum, though, wants to have sharding, which is part of their roadmap in their white paper, but it could be years away. No one really knows how long it's going to be. So during this time, Solana has the potential to flip Ethereum, and right now you're seeing the two sides, ones that are saying Ethereum's going to be king, and then some saying Solana's going to flip.
I think both will actually end up surviving. Both will end up staying strong. That's where the real potential is, like with all these crypto coins. There really isn't like someone doing bad or someone doing better. That's going to be the exciting factor in a sense.
A bit, only a matter of time. I'm kind of in the middle, but now when it comes to deciding which one would I pick?
Like, you can also hold both, but if you only had 5k, I would pick like a majority one to buy.
So let's go over the market caps and prices first. So Ethereum is a little over 2,200 and Solana is 110. Ethereum's market cap is 267 billion, which is a quarter of a trillion, a little more than a quarter of a trillion. And market cap in Solana is 47 billion market cap. So even though Solana is top 5 in market cap, it still weighs behind Ethereum when it comes to market cap. I'm not sure what the math is. So 50 times 5 is 225. So 50 plus that's 275. So it's about 6 times less than Ethereum in market cap. That's a pretty big gain. So now when it comes to you as the investor, I'm assuming you're not a whale having tons of money to invest. Which one should you invest into with a moderate risk to reward? And this is why I'm contemplating, spoiler alert, selling my Ethereum and putting it into Solana. I see Solana now as a true blue chip hedge.
So this is going to be really interesting, like how many of these crypto companies will end up going to, well, Solana and all these other meme coins. That's my biggest thought. How many of these will end up getting that big crypto gains, getting those big crypto gains basically. That's going to be an interesting factor if you guys want to be stayed up to date on what exactly is going to be going on where exactly we're going to be in crypto in a long sense. Stay tuned, and I'll keep you guys updated with more content like this as well.
I did not think this when it was $8 and it was FTX and Alameda and Sam Bankman-Fried. But now that the chains came off, there's a giant reset button, it's recovered.
So the one big advantage I have with basically Solana is the spot ETFs. That's where I think they really have that major bull run market rally. That's going to be pretty cool. I want to see how that performs, how that will work out in the long run.
Now see it as a hedge with Ethereum. So now, if I was a new investor, this is not financial advice to you. If it was me starting all over again, I'd rather get the 50 Solana over the 3 Ethereum. Because
that is if you're new, because Ethereum is definitely gonna grow, but it's not doesn't have that really potential that can grow in terms of Solana's way. That's the big problem. Like, Solana definitely has a lot of major growth potential.
even though Ethereum is deflationary and Solana is inflationary, which that's a con for Solana, by the way, it's an inflationary, although not as large as like other cryptos, but it is inflationary, and Ethereum's deflationary. I think Solana, I think their team is better. Personally, I like their more forward-moving mindset, not trying to be a perfectionist, but just getting their products out there, growing their ecosystem, and they're showing it. They're flipping like big cryptos, XRP, BNB. Ethereum is more silent, although they are forward-moving. They take a lot longer in time to really make moves. Both are going to be great cryptos, but when it comes to having your money go the furthest while still being somewhat risk-averse, I think Solana is the better bet of the two. Solana could easily hit 500 minimum this bull cycle, and I know this is going to surprise many of you, but it probably could hit $8,000 this cycle, which...
So I don't know if Ethereum or Solana, but Ethereum definitely has a lot of potential in that sense. Definitely has some massive gains, and that's where a lot of people are seriously excited. So what do you guys think about this one? Definitely think there is going to be some huge crypto opportunities in that sense. If you guys want to stay tuned, smash that like button, by the way, if you haven't already. So here's what we need to hear before 2024. Like, 2024 is going to be a major crypto market rally, but the biggest problem is crypto right now is going to be changing, because there's, on one hand, there's big whales saying, oh, I'm going to sell everything because the new capital gains tax year will come up. And the other, 50% is basically saying the retail investors are coming in, the ETFs are coming in, and we're going to be making massive crypto bull run gains. And I think this is going to be like a big battle, like Game of Thrones style, of two crypto communities. And that's, grab your popcorn, because 2024 is going to be the biggest ride of crypto, what we have been waiting for since 2021. I've been sitting in my room just playing video games all time, just waiting for 2021 to start, and this is exactly what we're going to be seeing right now in that sense. So that's going to be an exciting factor for a lot of crypto enthusiasts. So if that's something you're interested in, smash that like button.
Guys, back in the woods. Merry Christmas Eve to those who celebrate. It's not gonna snow here. I wish it does. I like when it snows on Christmas Eve and Christmas, but this is peaceful. I'm outside right now. I'm in the woods. There's no... I just posted.
So yeah, let's keep to the juicy details. Look at his portfolio. Solana prices, oh my. $8 to $113. Someone got an early Christmas gift this year. So definitely tons of winners here.
$28 or around there, $32. When FTX went under, when Sam Bankman-Fried got arrested, when Alameda Research was selling Solana, it tanked to $8. I sold it at 13, thinking it was going to hit 5, or at the very worst, go to 0, like the majority of people thought at the time. And Solana went to $8. Everybody was hating on it because it's very easy to hate crypto in this space.
It's easy to hate Solana just because of something that wasn't even like their fault. So everybody hated Solana just because FTX went down under. And FTX, the reason why FTX, went down earlier is, well, or the reason they had it Solana is because Solana is very much VC backed. Has a lot of this old crypto money in a sense. And I think a lot of people... it's easy to just say, oh, yeah, well, thank God I didn't buy Solana. I'm so lucky, right? And I think this is where the big problem came in that sense. Like, otherwise, there would be, like, fantastic for everyone.
When it's down, everybody was hating on it, saying it was centralized garbage. The VCs...
Yeah, they were saying that it's basically a pump and dump. When it's bear markets, people get very frustrated with their crypto portfolios going down. The OGs in crypto, they really don't care, and they're used to this price of this type of price predictions. So that's where I feel the big problem comes in. Like, a lot of people were frustrated with it. Obviously, with frustration comes, like, well, massive unhappiness. And I think this is where the big problem came in for a lot of these crypto VCs.
Pumped and dumped it. It was not going to recover. It goes down every 5 minutes. This one's better. It's never going to get back in the top 10 again, or let alone top 5. And Solana surpassed everybody's expectations. Everybody.
And that's what I think, where a lot of the big crypto whales, they don't seem to realize what's going to happen with crypto. We always see some like big crypto, that ends up really with incredible gains. In that sense, I think this is where the big VC-backed opportunists come in and put a lot of money into crypto for the long term, make tons of bank.
Despite these opinions, even my own, it made its way to the top 10, which no one expected, and it made its way to the top 5, which no one expected, and it flipped XRP and BNB. Two big cryptos with large communities. Now, some are saying it's going to flip Ethereum. I think we're getting a little too ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to flip Ethereum, because Ethereum has been around for 10 years. And to see those gains that Ethereum has, I mean, it did flip BNB, which had huge regulation problems. It did hit XRP, which had a lot of opportunities really in that sense. So it's definitely a very interesting thought in that aspect. Like, where is crypto gonna be next year? Because this is crazy gains right now, guys. And this is exactly what we wanted to see.
To be greedy and swing trade it. I was holding a lot of Solana back then, and the greed got to me. The fear and greed got to me because I was a little nervous that it was going to tank even further, but I was also being greedy, trying to capitalize like the majority of people do. So a lesson here is don't let the fear and greed get to your head. You can't be an emotional, successful investor. Hear that again, because I'm telling you guys from my experience, you cannot be an emotional.
Yeah, don't let emotions in the market, or you could lose a very large majority of your portfolio. This is, I think, what the big problem is for most of these crypto investors.
Successful investor, because at some point it will get to you. I see some of you, not all of you, you're selling your Casper right now. Some of you are going all into some, crazy cryptos. And some of you are questioning certain cryptos. Like the other day, I saw a comment. Someone's like, bro, can you please cover Quant? It's a stable coin. And then literally today, Quant is up. It was up to like $123. Like that, it went up. Is it up 1,000%? No, but it recovered.
So yeah, Quant is definitely one of those coins that have been seriously dumped during 2022, especially because nobody cares during the bear market about utility. They don't care about the major price gains. They just care about that sweet, juicy profit. And I think this is where, Quant really had that opportunity to rally because it was so low, it couldn't get any lower. And a lot of people were excited to buy it. I think that's awesome news for everyone. It's good news in a sense. Like, everybody wants to see crypto grow up. But really, like, I don't know how it will perform in the next bull run rally because there's so many blockchains right now. There's so many massive cryptos in that sense that really could be seeing one of the biggest pump gains. We haven't even discovered them in that sense, and I think this is where the big money comes in, where a lot of these crypto opportunists will probably play the game long term. So that's gonna be an awesome thing. If you guys want to be kept up to date, you know what to do. Smash that like button as well, because there is gonna be a lot of cryptos overall, staying in the gains,
Covered, right? And I'm seeing comments today, bro, can you make an update on this one? A lot of people I notice, they always want updates on cryptos when they're consolidating or when they're...
So yeah, most people want, like, when they're worried, they want, to basically buy cryptos in the long-term sense. And I think this is the big problem.
Dipping a little bit. See, this is why I tell you guys, it's so important to be an educated investor. You have to have strong conviction in your place, because if you don't, you'll easily be shaken out. It would only be a matter of time if you don't have the conviction. Conviction is king in this space. Even if you're holding Bitcoin, all it takes is one very confident person to tell you Bitcoin's worthless and say it's going to zero, or say this one's better, and you will sell it.
So just believe, like, do your own research. Don't believe the market, because a lot of people were saying Solana is going to go down. Solana is going to crash, and it ended up not crashing in that sense. It ended up not performing bad as people thought. And I think this is where the big problem came in. Like, people expected it's going to, crash in a big way. It did not, like people were expecting. And I think this is where there was a huge opportunity for a lot of these VC-backed to come in and stay strong, basically. That's pretty awesome news overall.
Some very confident people on here that can literally manipulate you guys and you won't even know it. That's how shady this market is. So conviction matters the most, because if you want to make the most amount of money, you can't have someone do it for you. Now, I know the majority of who are in my Discord, a lot of you guys like my buy alerts and sell alerts. Totally get it, that's fine. I had the short tier for that reason and the whale tier, right? And for those who don't want to follow those trades, I have a dolphin tier. But the majority of my members there are their own people, their own investors, driving their own cars. That's what I teach there. That's how I have my mindset here in the real world. I always tell you guys, you got to be your own leader, be your own person, because even if you have the best picks if you make millions, let's just say this cycle, you're not going to be disciplined and mature enough to handle that kind of money to multiply even further. A lot of people who win the lottery here in the world, they usually win, and then within like 5 years or less, they go.
Yeah, so even if you have a big crypto win, I know a lot of people who ended up being millionaires in crypto, and they decided not to sell the token, decided not to take profits. Oh, it's gonna go to 2 million. I could be a multi-millionaire. New York City or living in Las Vegas or living in, I don't know, LA is expensive. Let me just hold a bit more. And I think this is where the big crypto problems came in, really. That's where a lot of people like ended up losing everything they owned in that sense. Like that was the biggest problem I kept seeing with a lot of crypto exchanges basically. Like a lot of crypto exchanges said, okay, this market rally, it's gonna continue, it's gonna go up. Let's keep tuned, let's keep updated. There's gonna be a lot more opportunities in this market, and then ended up like being one day of unprofitable, 2 days, 3 days, and that's what happened with FTX really, and that's the big problem.
Broke because they don't have the mental maturity, the discipline, the emotional strength, and the response.
So yeah, trading in crypto is a long-term game for sure, and that's where a lot of people are really excited. Just staying in the long term, being one of the biggest crypto investors, basically, understanding the market.
Responsibility and accountability to handle the rewards, to handle the responsibility of their life changing. So if you make these habit changes now and you take control of your portfolio, you take control of your life, when you see the reaps of your rewards, all the hard work you're putting in, you're going to feel that more confident, that more fulfilled, because for one, you did it yourself, and for two, you can now amplify it further, multiply those profits. Imagine turning, $1 million, which is the goal for many of us this cycle, into 5 or 10 or 20 or $100 million. Imagine becoming a whale. It's possible. You got to believe it first, right?
And people definitely became whales from Shiba Inu. That's like one token that I remember a lot of whales came out of. But this is what we need to hear, staying strong, staying in the long-term game. I think that's where really people will be kept tuned, kept updated with more crypto sense. And that's what's really the strong factor here. There is really no losers in crypto. Like there is only learning experiences. And that's where it really does help in the long run.
Now, I know if you're watching YouTube, you never see these lowlights. You always see the highlights. Oh, I made 100x. I made a...
So yeah, all the whales, like they only brag how much money they make. All the VCs, they brag how much money they make. Nobody talks about Terra Luna Classic anymore. Nobody talks about the bad crypto side, the bad crypto gains. That's the worst. And I think this is the big problem in that sense. Like they always just talk about where crypto could have been or where could they have made money in that sense. So that's something I don't like about crypto. But that being said, if you guys want to work on it like this, smash that like button as well. I think we got our point across on exactly what's happening with the crypto opportunity markets, on where we are today and where we are going to be tomorrow. So there is going to be tons of more market updates for you guys. If that's something you're interested in, smash that like button. I'll keep you guys updated.
1000x. A lot of these traders